I'm MJ Bishop. I'm Director of the Center for Academic Innovation at the University System of Maryland, and we're one of the co-hosts of today's Leading Academic Change Summit. I started in my position at the system level about a year and a half ago, and very quickly after that, each of our University System of Maryland institutions began creating positions very similar to mine. We formed a network very quickly because these were folks that were new to their positions who needed to understand more about organizational leadership, organizational change, and the network allowed them the opportunity to share best practices, understand more about what each institution was doing, and it occurred to us that it might be useful to extend this conversation beyond just the state of Maryland and our system, and to talk to others across the country who are facing similar kinds of challenges.
All of us are grappling with the problems that rapid change in our communities, in this case academic communities, is imposing on the way in which we deliver effective learning for our students.
We're facing a great crisis. It's the undereducation of the American population.
I'm interested in learning about the colleges and the universities, but more particularly these centers for teaching and learning and the role they play and the challenges and the opportunities that they face in their work and how we can work better with them.
For me, academic transformation is pretty simple. It means that we have to teach more people more deeply, and we have to do that more affordably.
Something that's been talked about for 10, 20, 30 years, but really today gave me the impression that we're inside the cusp of transforming the academy.
The absolute level of educational attainment remains unacceptably low if the U.S. is to compete effectively in an increasingly knowledge-driven world, a world in which other countries have been improving their attainment rates much more rapidly.
Everybody's goal on campus, from all divisions of employees, is for our students to be successful.
How are we going to make academic transformation happen at our campuses, kind of building the bridge as we walk on it?
A colleague of mine loves to say, boards micromanage when they don't have an opportunity to macro govern. And I think the same framework applies to what you're trying to do. Think about how do you macro lead and not micromanage.
So yesterday we did a design session around what are the conditions for change. What are the conditions that help accelerate academic transformation and innovation.
When you think about solutions, there's really three categories that you should think about as you're trying to figure out how do we move ahead. First of all, what are the quick fixes? And we talked a bit about that, the early wins. The second bucket is where do we get the most bang for the buck? So it may not be a quick win, but by investing the time and energy in that area, we're going to have a larger payoff, the return on investment. And the third one is, what do we need to lay the groundwork now for the future? That's the longer term payoff. And as you think about how you move forward in your solutions, kind of what's the mix between those three different buckets? Short wins, bang for the buck, and planning for the long term.
The whole C-suite needs to be empowered around a common set of goals and aspirations.
It seems like the reaction that most schools are having to changes, and especially in online, are either, well, our vision is here for our university and that doesn't match what online is doing, so we're not going to touch it.
Other people will say, no, no, no. The real power is not that the individual is interacting with the computer, it's that that computer is part of a larger network. So interacting with your computer, you get connectivity. We can connect our learners to each other, to other experts, to the world.
What are the tools or technology they need? What are some of the business processes that need to be changed? What are the challenges? How do we engage faculty?
And so we've looked comprehensively at our whole institution, and the Gates Foundation has allowed us to have national partners in this work, to learn from other colleges, and has given us the time and the space to think reflectively and critically about our mission, our policies, our procedures, and our practices in a way that I think has really transformed our institution.
It's been really exciting to hear all the conversations going on and to be part of this opportunity for folks to get together and share and disseminate best practices, talk about their challenges, understand a bit more about the sorts of things that are happening at other institutions.
We've got to do more than we've done in the past. We've got to broaden our educational mission. And I think that these technologies that we've begun to explore, it's very clear that we're going to be able to reach more people and make a change in more people's lives. So I think it is a very immediate situation, but it's also a situation where we have a potential solution. So as H.G. Wells said, civilization is a desperate race between catastrophe and education. And I like to think that events like this help us get on the winning side.